Hey everybody, welcome. Well, here we are again. It's another Landmark Live. I think this is episode 6. Oh, and look who's back. It's Chris Kamler. He's been gone a while. He was out with the groin spasms. Did you enjoy the groin spasms?
Wasn't even mine. I enjoyed them so much. It was great. Loved it.
Did you just pull one?
Well, you pull one, but you pull it multiple times.
That's how it's done. We're happy to have Chris back. It's going to be fun. We've got some fun and games and actually a serious topic lined up tonight, if you can believe that. Chris decided he wanted to talk serious about something. And Chris actually does have a day job, right? I mean, explain to the folks what your day job is.
Well, I work at Wendy's.
Yeah.
I work for Cerner, and I work in the cybersecurity division of Cerner. So that means we try to keep the bad guys out of our data. And this month is, I'm sure you know.
Yeah.
This month is National Cybersecurity Awareness Month.
I've been celebrating every day.
I noticed you took your ribbon off, which is a shame. But
I've been on the computer every day this month, just to be sure.
But it's a good opportunity to talk to people about cybersecurity, how to stay safe online, what the Equifax thing had to do, and then I also have a bit of a personal story that has hit somewhere close to home that we can share. So
personal stories are always good. we have Chris, but we actually do have two experts. Chris is just kind of sort of an expert. We actually do have two experts that are going to join us here shortly. We're going to talk all things cyber security. We're going to talk scams of all kinds. We're going to work in any kind of law enforcement talk. If you have a question while the show moves along, type in your question. We'll fire it off at these guys. And also, don't forget, we're going to play some games again tonight. We've got a new game. It's called Two Truths and a Lie. Chris and I are going to throw out 3 things about ourselves. You guys pick out which one is a lie. If you pick out the right one, you win a prize. We've got concert tickets. We've got Renaissance Festival tickets.
See those.
Don't lose them. We've got subscriptions to the Landmark, all kinds of things that we may still have. Well, we do have security on site tonight. So, and another personal note, we are a little bit hungry, so if anybody is in the area of downtown Platte City and wants to drop by a pizza, we would not turn that down as well. So we got that going for us. But anyway, as we get into those games, type in your name in the comments section. You'll get chosen to play along, and hopefully you'll win a prize tonight. So let's move along to our special guest. We've got 2 gentlemen from the Platte County Sheriff's Department. We have with us 2 experts. They're going to talk with Chris and I about cybercrime and how to prevent yourself from getting scammed. Let's have our guests come in right now, if they would. We have Major Eric Holland. Howdy, Major.
How are you, sir?
And we have Detective Steve Mendoza from the Cybercrime Unit. Hi, sir. Have a seat, guys. We appreciate you guys taking time out of your busy schedule to come talk cybercrimes and cybersecurity with us. And someone else is watching the streets now while you guys are here, right? I mean, you're not the street cops. So
we have plenty to cover.
Well, I'm going to let Chris kind of fire away some questions because this is kind of his area of expertise. So, Chris, just jump on in here. What can these guys tell us, and what kind of tips do you think they can offer us for cybersecurity?
Well, I'll kind of start with a story, and we were talking before the show. I see every day the scam artists, the people trying to send spam, the people trying to get something to occur on the computer so that they can get in. I came home Tuesday night and went over to my mother's house, and lo and behold, she had gotten a call from Microsoft out of the blue, and they wanted to check on her computer because they thought she had a virus. And so she was only too kind to let them onto her computer, and the rest is history. So as much protection as we have at work, in corporations sometimes, what I think I wanted to talk to you guys about tonight was really, our kids and our parents that may not have some of that tech savviness at the kids side, and then especially at the parent side, and see what you guys see at a local level, and how people can be more aware about scams of all types, but especially cyber scams.
Well, if you're talking about the phone calls, that it's not going to happen. Yeah. Somebody, as your mother found out, Microsoft isn't going to call you and then ask to remote into your computer because you didn't finish the story, but they're going to take over your computer. They're going to lock it up, which is what they did in that particular case, and it happens a lot, is you give them access to your computer, and they take it over, and now it's, well, like a phone. It's a brick. and there's not much you can do until you pay them.
I think I called it a toaster. I said it's as useful as a toaster,
Yeah.
except it doesn't make toast at this point in time. So
Exactly. So you just kind of got to know. Unfortunately, in her case, it was bad timing because she had had the computer work before. But more often than not, if somebody calls, it's going to be a scam. They're not going to call, and obviously, don't ever give any personal information out to anybody on the phone or online.
And the same thing with government entities. You know, the famous IRS scam calling that you're delinquent on your tax returns, or you know, here locally, we've recently had people calling up claiming they're deputies from the Platte County Sheriff's Office, telling people they have a warrant and that they have to pay the bond amount or the fine over the phone, or they're going to be arrested. Government entities, as a general rule, are not going to call you over the phone asking for personal information or asking you to give them money over the phone. Those are scams, either trying to elicit the information for later identity theft, or trying to directly access bank account or just get cash from you.
now I know that if you are a victim of some of these, a big problem is that people just kind of internalize that and don't want to tell anybody. They don't want to tell law enforcement. They don't want to tell anybody. But you guys really kind of do want them to report it. Not necessarily that you can go to India or Pakistan or wherever these folks are and put them behind bars, but you do reporting up to the FBI and the Department of Homeland Security. You guys, and sometimes we found that these are local folks that really are trying to report these scams, right?
And they are, and like you said, there's places where we can plug in either IP addresses, telephone numbers, or whatever into FBI websites or other websites. The solvability is going to be non-existent. Like you said, if they're in Haiti, it's probably it's not going to be solved. But they'll monitor. The FBI will monitor these IPs and these phone numbers, and that gives you the opportunity. If you happen to get a phone call and you don't recognize the number, then that gives you the chance to go and Google or go to these websites and find the number, and it'll tell you, is it a scam number? Mm-hmm. Is it a legit number?
Right. And
it's the same with the IPs. It could tell you where it originated, what particular country or whatever, and if your bank is sending you an email, if First Bank of Missouri send you an email, the IP is not going to generate out of Russia. So
yeah.
Now, Detective, in Chris's mom's case, where somebody called her and then took remote control of her computer, is there an IP address on his end that you guys would be able to trace, or that authorities would be able to trace in a situation like that? Or
well, once they started locking up the computer, I think at that point the computer is pretty much it's done, and there's not going to be much that you're going to be able to go in and recover from it, because if it's getting locked up, you may end up having layers of encryption that you're just not going to get around. I mean, we have a regional computer lab, a forensic lab around here, but there's only so many things that they can do.
And you mentioned, we were talking before the show, really the best thing that law enforcement and folks can do is get education and learn about what these frauds are, and if somebody's going to call you and offer you something, a cruise, help with your computer, help with your Medicare package, it's probably not legit, so what types of educational opportunities does not just the Platte County Sheriff's Department offer, but maybe other local entities?
Well, our cybercrimes unit will do presentations to schools, senior center, community centers on different things people can do to protect themselves. There's websites out there like, and you can help me, ICW or IC3W.
I think it is IC3W. But I mean, for the most part, you can Google just about any kind of scam. I mean, gotta love Google. We'll go to some of these computer training classes, and even the instructor will tell you, Google.
The National White Collar Crime Center and the FBI have resources about not only
NW3C.
Thank you.
Drawn a one.
Not only about what those scams are and ways to protect yourself, but how to report it. But a lot of it is kind of the simple things that we've learned about over and over again, about not sharing your personal information online, not giving out bank account information over the phone. If it's sounds too good to be true, it's more than likely is.
Yeah.
Now, when we talk IP, tell the folks at home what IP is and how that works for you guys to be able to trace.
When you're doing anything online, your home, for example, we'll just start there. When you get your internet provider gives you your internet service, your router, whatever, it also assigns a set of numbers. They're up to now IP6s, which is a ton of digits. But yeah, what is it, 13?
Yeah,
So, yeah.
It's really just a mailing address for digital mailing address.
That's the bottom line. It is the address of that computer. If you were to look at it that way, it tells who this internet service, this particular address belongs to, who's paying the bill on it. Where's the service going? That number will tell us exactly where somebody's at, and it's I don't want to say beyond your control because there's obviously things, but for the most part, when you get your internet service, you get that number.
So the IP address, does it stay with the computer, or is it just like if, let's say, if a person has a laptop and they sign on to a different service, does the IP number change then?
It will.
They sign on that?
It will.
Okay.
It will change from place to place.
I gotcha. Okay.
Right now, if I were to log on to your internet through your Wi-Fi, then I'm using your IP address.
Okay.
If I go over to the sheriff's department, then I'm using theirs. It is fixed in a place, which will help us in our cases determine where an offense has happened.
Gotcha.
StaySafeOnline.org is another good website for resources. They're doing a lot of stuff with Cybersecurity Month, but in general, these are modern day pickpockets, right? This is basically the same type of thing. They'll try to get money, they'll try to get your information, and they'll try to get just kind of get you talking and get you going. What other types of fraud, either telephonic or cyber, should folks be on the lookout for?
And this has been around for a number of years, but it's still going on today. You have what's called skimming, where the information on the magnetic strip of a credit card or debit card is stolen, and these devices can be hooked up to gas pumps. They're even handheld devices that'll do it. So being conscious of where you're using your card. A lot of places, if you look at most gas pumps, there's going to be a security sticker of sorts across the panel where your card is read, and it'll say, if open is displayed or if it's cut or void, contact the clerk. Being aware of things like that. Even some of the common crimes can tie into identity theft or cyber security issues. For example, Ivan, you're aware, every year we put out press releases about theft from autos and things to not do, or things that you should do to protect yourself, like lock your car, don't leave valuables. If you leave your laptop in a car or your wallet or your purse and that is stolen, you have personal data on that can either be used by the thief or sold by the thief to somebody else that would use it for
you. Can pull that data off your smartphone, and that's hell. We do almost all of our stuff via our smartphones now, right?
Right, and including the credit cards. I mean, you can go and wave your phone in front and pay through your phone, and there's ways that people can pick that signal out as well. So you got to just be conscious of how your signals are getting shot out of your phone. What do you have turned on, and turn it off.
Right. Very cool.
It comes down to convenience, and is what makes it easy.
Awesome.
Now, if you just joined us, we're talking cyber crimes and other scams and ways that you can prevent being a victim. We're speaking with Major Eric Holland of the Platte County Sheriff's Department, also Detective Steve Mendoza. He's with the Cyber Crimes Unit of the Sheriff's Department. And Chris, this is kind of Chris's favorite topic because he does this every day. Did you mention the company that you work for?
Cerner Corporation.
Cerner.
I don't know if you've heard of that.
Perhaps you've heard of Cerner.
I don't know if they want to be
they're
affiliated
kind of a
with
big
me.
deal.
I'll affiliate myself with them.
Did they approve of your Twitter account?
They don't
know that you have Twitter?
I have
I'm sorry.
They don't have to worry about that stuff.
We're going to have to edit this video later, folks. Anyway, now, Major Holland, before we went on the air here, you told me a funny story about a scam call that you received. Let's tell the folks at home about this one.
Well, some scammers do a lot of homework and sometimes they just take stabs in the dark. And here, not too terribly long ago, I was sitting at my desk in the sheriff's office, and my office phone rang. And when I picked it up, the individual informs me that they're a deputy with the Platte County Sheriff's Office and that I have a warrant for my arrest and I need to pay them so much over the phone.
This is awesome.
And
How much did you have to give?
you know, it's funny because I asked them, well, where are you at? And, well, of course, I'm at the sheriff's office. And I said, no, we're in the sheriff's office. And when they told me where their office was, I invited them to get out of their office and come down to mine. Of course, they decided it was time to disconnect the call. But,
That is
you know, but you will, and I hate to say it, but especially some of our folks that stay at home a lot or elderly people where there's a good chance that the phone's going to get picked up, they will call repeatedly trying to either get the information out of them, or, you know, we've seen the scam of they're calling up pretending to be a grandchild and I'm in jail, I need you to send money over here. But they'll never say the grandchild's name, right? You know, they won't give enough detail where you could know that, okay, that's not my actual grandchild.
So one of the resources I learned about this week that I didn't know, thanks to my mother, is a service called No Mo Robo. And it's a service, if you have Spectrum or Time Warner, you can get it put on your phones. And I think you could subscribe to it for your smartphones and stuff. And it basically, if anybody reports a phone number being a crank number or a spam number, they will put it in their database and block it from everybody else's phone list. So after Tuesday night happened, she hasn't gotten one phone call, and she was getting 4 or 5 a day. So I felt good, but I also felt that maybe I should have set that up a week ago. But it's a really good resource. And you know, the frustrating and confusing thing is that, at least I've noticed on the calls that I get on my cell phone, is they're starting to come from 816 and 913 numbers. Now, these people can be in wherever in the world.
Mm-hmm.
But they've got spoofers with 816 and 913 numbers, which lends an air of legitimacy, and it just is enough for somebody to drop their guard and get somebody talking, and then you can socially engineer money out of them, you know, any type of action that you want. Get on their computer, get their credit card information and whatnot. So it's just an education, and, you know, really see something, say something, and if it seems too good to be true.
And the international aspect of it can make these crimes very hard to prosecute, because obviously another country is going to be outside the reach of the sheriff's office or the Platte County prosecutor's office, and we can work with the FBI or contact a law enforcement agency over there, but they may be limited in what they can do as well. And, you know, the sad fact of the matter is there are countries out there that support this type of activity and condone it. And if they're inside of those countries,
and they don't have to honor our legal process. I mean, we've come across some cases where we do have to deal with certain providers that are even just in Canada, and you can fire them off a search warrant like, I ain't American, I'm not going to answer this.
Yeah.
So they don't even have to honor legal process.
So now, if Chris had called that in, what happened to his mom the other night? If you take that call, what are you going to tell Chris? Are you going to say, "Yeah, you're basically screwed at this point," or
are you talking about after the fact?
Yeah, after the fact.
Pretty much.
Yep.
I mean, and unfortunately, and I don't want to sound cold, but I mean, you're a computer expert, you're a cyber expert. You know that you're not getting back into that computer, and that's going to limit what we're going to be able to find out through the computer.
So what have you done with the computer then, Chris? You just toss it?
It's sitting in a drawer. Now I got to go buy her a new computer.
That's why it's education.
It's very educational. Absolutely.
To learn it first, so that it doesn't happen.
you know, we're going to take a report on it. We're going to help with some of the reporting aspects.
And all that does trickle up. It trickles up to the FBI, Department of Homeland Security, and I know that in the corporate world, they spit out what's called the Verizon breach report every year that says like 46% of breaches are, you know, initiated in email and all that stuff. And so I'm sure the FBI, you know, puts white collar crime reporting out there as well. And it's growing, so there's gonna be more resources devoted to it. There's gonna be more money devoted to try to stop it. So.
Well, and like the major said too, we're going to take a report on it because we're going to want to help you figure out. Sit down and walk through this with you. What information's on your computer?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Who do you have to call? What do you have to change? Because It may be locked from you. It doesn't mean somebody else didn't already get what they wanted out of it.
It also means that if they could get a series of phone numbers of your buddies, off of there, guess who they're going to call next? They're going to call everybody on your call list.
Firing out the emails from your email that they got before. How many of your passwords are on there? How many safe passwords and logons when they go to log on to pay their bills and just click? So you kind of need to walk through them and let them sit and think. Who are you going to have to call? What do you have to change? And you need to do it now.
Oh, that's fun.
We could really talk about.
Have you and your mom done that yet?
She went off to Wichita yesterday, and
he may not want to.
I may not want to. She, God bless her soul. She just wants to play her puzzles, Ivan. That's all she wants to do is play her puzzles. All right.
She's funny and she's smart and she's one of the hottest.
Maybe we'll have her up here next week.
We should. I think it'll be a lively show.
And see how she's coped without having an electronic device in this day and age.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe that's why she left town.
It's entirely possible. See the grandkids.
Hey guys, hang around. We're going to play some fact or crap real soon. I don't know if the officers of the law want to hang around for that. That might be out of their league. But anyway, we're gonna play some fact or crap and 2 truths or a lie. What's the name of our new game? 2 truths and a lie.
Your game. You came up with 2 truths and a lie.
My mind just goes crazy. But we got 2 new games. One of them we're going to unveil tonight, and then next week, are you coming next week, Chris?
Who knows?
Okay, well, next week...
these guys may haul me off before the end of the night.
Next week, we're going to be over at Beth Ann's Boutique. We're going to be fashion.
Tell me that for?
Well, we're going to be fashionistas. We're going to be looking at the fashions and the hot stuff and all that good thing. Whatever goes on over at Beth Ann's Boutique, we're going to be taking part in that. It's going to be fun, I think, and who knows what
I just need something to lift and support.
Yes, you do.
Lift and separate is what I'm looking for.
All? Okay. So guys, now, how can you protect your kids when they get online? Any tips we can offer the folks at home?
Well, definitely always monitor what they're doing, first and foremost. Know what apps they have, and know what those apps are for. There's different apps that parents can get, parental control apps, where they can control the child's phone. You can specifically say what they're allowed to use on the phone. During school, you're only allowed to use the calculator function. After school, you can use the phone and internet. You can completely control a phone, your kid's phone, with some of these apps. And periodically check on it. Make sure you know exactly what they're doing. Don't put a computer in a private area, where a kid's going to wander off and do who knows what because nobody's around. So just monitor.
Well, and education too, because we see the teenagers who friend people that they've never even met. They don't know that just because that profile says it's a 13-year-old boy doesn't mean it's actually a 13-year-old boy on the other end. And again, sharing the personal information online. You talked about social engineering, even sharing where they go to high school and some of the pictures and things of that nature can help people social engineer a scam against somebody.
It doesn't just seeing what's in my son's profile. First of all, he doesn't use the same social media apps that I use. He uses the brand new ones and the ones that are harder for even me. And I'm on a computer all day to navigate. And then they will put, I go to this high school. This is my girlfriend's name. This is they will put all that in their profile. And it doesn't take anybody, as long as you know 1 or 2 pieces of information about him, you can get in the door and start to friend these people, and that's really all it takes.
Well, and look at the security settings on those profiles as well. Is it open to the world to see, or is it restricted down?
The other thing that I've noticed in presentations that I've seen and given about kids online is, and this may be good for other reasons, talk to your kids. Find out, hey, somebody friended me, try to get out of them just conversational stuff. Hey, this person came out, this guy says he's from New York and wants to fly me out for a modeling shoot or whatever. These things can and do happen, and if you just assume that they know these things, unless you engage with them and talk with them a little bit, that's the problem I'm having right now. Is that he's 15 and you hi and bye in the morning, but you got to ask those 3rd and 4th and 5th questions to get them talking and figure out what they're doing online, make sure that they're kind of staying within the lines.
Well, and that gets into that can lead into a whole different level of
Absolutely.
cybercrime.
Or just who knows what else.
Right, yeah, exactly.
The Platte County Sheriff's Office, and we really haven't touched on this so much, is we run a 27-county multi-jurisdictional task force. We run the Western Missouri Cybercrimes Task Force. And we go, our area for internet crimes against children goes from the Iowa border down to like Johnson County, Warrensburg, and we'll go from the river out to Livingston County and everything in between. And in those counties, we'll go out, we'll give the presentations for kid safety and internet safety, and we'll talk to the parents about the apps and what they can do. If they have any kind of question that they don't quite understand what this app is, then they can give us a call. And it is not just, you think Snapchat, something like that. It's not just Snapchat, it's not just Messenger, it's any app that's going to have a chat feature. We come across a lot of cases where it's games, just simple pool, the game pool, I think it's eight ball. It's got a chat feature in it. So anything that looks, you may look at your child's phone and think it's not that big of a deal, but it could be if it's got a chat feature.
And it's not just, it's obviously not just crime, but it's bullying, which is a huge problem for kids. It's all that social status stuff that, I have so many likes and you have so many likes, and that puts you at a different status in,
which
in
is
your,
why they
in your
start
school.
friending the strangers.
Yep.
And you also talked about, modeling shoot and stuff like that. I mean, that is where you can kind of fall into the human trafficking area. You see these ads and you start answering it because, you're 16 years old, you want a car, and you see somebody's offering you, $5. Yeah, exactly. And all I got to do is come out and work in a sales environment, and it's fun. They'll never tell you what they do. You'll just get a phone number. So the parents need to be aware that those ads are out there, and their kids may be answering it if they want money, they want to buy a car, they want to buy clothes.
I'm trying. Steve and I went to high school together, and I'm trying to think of what our life was like 5 or 6 years ago when we were in high school. We didn't have these problems, and you think it's so much easier to be a kid, but it's. I mean, my biggest problem was finding $5 to go fill up my car, and what movie I was going to go to. So.
You remember when we were in school, we had computers to learn how to type. It's not like there was an internet. There was.
I think we actually had typewriters, Steve, when we were in school.
Yeah, probably. But I mean, that was our computer lab, is we learned how to type. And now the kids in third grade and fourth grade are getting laptops issued to them. So the parents have to monitor what the kids are doing, because all these problems that come with it. I mean, even just when you get to the sexting with the kids and they think that's no big deal, it's like whatever.
It's a felony.
It is a felony. It is. It could be
child pornography.
It's several felonies depending on what you're doing.
And it's like anything else with educating kids. You can't assume that somebody else is taking care of it for you.
Right.
You need to take the responsibility with your own children and make sure that they're educated.
Yeah.
And you also have to understand, as a parent, your kids know more than you do. So if you're sitting back thinking, well, my kid doesn't do that, your kid does.
Yeah.
I mean, when they're starting now getting computers at 7 years old, by the time they're 13, that's a whole lot of time to be on an electronic device. Your kids know way more than you, and they're going to know how to hide it. That's why you got to try and stay on top of it.
Right, exactly. Well, guys, we appreciate you coming on the show tonight and helping educate our audience and educate us on this topic, and how folks can prevent being scammed and prevent the mess that Chris helped his mom get out of the other night. You did help her.
Not the first time won't be the last. It's usually the other way around, though, so that's
good. Well, I'm sure she has helped you at times to get out.
Once or twice.
Well, guys, thank you very much. We appreciate you coming on.
Thanks, Steve. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, bud.
All right, man. Appreciate it. Detective Steve Mendoza, Major Eric Holland. Thank those guys for coming on and helping educate us on this topic. I tell you what, one thing we're learning as we get ready to play the game.
What are we learning?
Well, what I'm learning, because I got this device set up here tonight, is there is a delay. And then, so when you guys type in your names to play the game, we're not seeing those names immediately, so kind of give us a little patience. And Chris, can you see that there? See the delay that's happening? So there's a little bit.
I look good.
You do look good. You do.
I gotta tell you.
And you're wearing pants this show.
Yeah, no, that was good.
Okay.
That was a mistake. The first episode. I apologize about that.
Accident. Okay, we're gonna play for the first time ever, you guys. This is our icebreaker game. You're gonna get to know your hosts. Okay, that's Chris and I. 2 truths and a lie. Chris, did you bring 3 statements about yourself?
I did. I'm gonna have him hand me my phone here because I got them in my phone there.
And you can't remember 3 facts about yourself.
I can't. Well, okay. I mean, one of them's a lie, so I have to remember which one.
Yes.
Which one I
have to
lied
remember
about.
the way you lied.
Yes, yes.
Okay,
Yes.
we're going to start with you, Chris. I want to play the game. Yeah, first of all, looks like Deanna Hahn is out there. Does
Hey,
Deanna
Deanna.
Hahn?
What's
Deanna
up?
Hahn, play the game with us, Deanna.
So Deanna's going to decide which
yeah,
one.
Deanna Hahn.
All right.
Let's give Deanna a little time to catch her breath here because we are on a
Deanna's
delay.
probably very, very excited about this.
Okay, Deanna, you get to play. What Chris is going to do, he's going to read 3 statements. 2 of them are true. 1 of them is a lie. You've got to pick out the lie. And if you pick out the lie, Deanna, we've got prizes for you. We've got tickets to a concert at Ameristar, and we also have Renaissance Festival tickets, or we have a free 1-year subscription to the Landmark newspaper. Let's get rolling. Chris, give us 3 statements about yourself.
All right. Statement number 1. I was once on the cover of Inc. magazine.
How about that?
Potentially disrobed, but that's another story.
Truth or lie. Now, 2 of these, Deanna's playing. Deanna, 2 of these are going to be true. 1 is a lie. Keep going.
Statement number 2. I was once cast as a lead in an off-Broadway musical.
Oh my. Remember, Deanna, 2 of these are true. 1 of these is a lie. So far, they both sound like lies to me. I'm totally confused. Read the 3rd one, Chris.
Statement number 3. My first car was a 1989 Mustang convertible.
Those are 3 good facts about
Like those?
Chris. 2 of those are actual
Do you,
facts.
do you have a,
One.
do you have a hint? You want to give her a hint on what you think which one might be?
Tell me again. Okay, the car was
The car was a 89 Mustang convertible. I was in an off-Broadway musical, and I was on the cover of Inc. magazine.
Man. I know one of those is a fact for sure. The other 2, I would probably, if it was me guessing. Do you want me to make a guess? Or are we gonna
Well, I don't
make
know.
it
Do we
again?
want her to...
Deanna? Oh, I see Gary.
Gary's trying to lobby
Gary's
for
trying to
Broadway
help her.
musical.
Gary's trying to help her.
Hey, listen, I got pipes. I can... Steve remembers I was a... No. I don't
Steve,
know.
we should ask Steve some stories.
Yeah, we should ask Steve which one of these are it's garbage.
How close were you guys? I mean, does Steve have any stories he can share with us?
We
Maybe
palled
on a few
around.
trips?
Palled
Really?
around a few times.
Did you?
Yeah,
How
absolutely.
come I didn't know this until tonight? I mean, I've known Steve for several years.
Steve
and
doesn't
you
really
for-
claim me as a
That's
friend
true.
anymore,
That's
but
true. Yeah. All right.
that's another story. All right, what
Well,
do we got,
I
Deanna?
don't think Deanna's available. Jackie Hallorahan. Jackie, the
Is she
she's
playing
the,
too?
She's the PR gal out at Shiloh, right? Jackie, are you out there? I saw you made a comment earlier. Jackie, are you around and like to play the game? Are you still there? If you are, Jackie, give us a guess while Chris and I kill more time. You actually came up with 2 truths and 1 lie.
2 truths and 1 lie. Broadway musical.
Boom! Hang on, Deanna fired in a guess.
Musical.
Music.
That's her vote.
That's her guess.
Deanna, you're wrong.
Oh, Deanna is wrong. Let's move on. Who are we going to let play now?
So we got
Jackie,
2 left.
Jackie. Give Jackie the remaining choices.
I was once on the cover of Inc. magazine, and my first car was a 1989 Mustang convertible. Deanna
Jackie.
answered. Deanna was wrong.
Yes.
I'll tell the musical story while we're waiting for Jackie to answer.
That's scary.
I was 9 years old, and I used to be able to sing before my voice changed. I was quite a good singer, and my mom she thought I was a little too big for my britches. I was getting a little egotistical, so she had me try out for a Starlight musical, the musical Annie. And I'll be damned if I didn't get cast in the 1983 production of Annie at the Starlight.
Wow.
Now, I got cast originally, and I had like lines and a thing. They changed directors and went with a more traditional show of Annie that was only girls in the orphanage instead of girls and boys. And so I was just in the background singers. But the point of this story is that they handed out T-shirts to everybody that was in the musical, and I wore mine to a family function. And I was really troubled by the fact that everybody was laughing at me, and I didn't know why. I was like, "Well, does a T-shirt fit too tight or whatever?" Well, the T-shirt said, "I did Annie, 1983,"
Yes.
and so that's my I
Well,
did Annie story.
In '83, you weren't very old. And you said 8 or 9. Is that what you said?
Maybe 12, maybe
Okay.
maybe 15, maybe 500 years old. I don't know. It seems like whatever.
Jackie's guess is the car is a lie.
Jackie, you're right.
Jackie wins. Jackie wins.
However, the first car that my sister got was
Story
a
time.
brand new 1989 Mustang convertible because my parents went through their midlife crisis and bought it and then gave it to my sister while I was stuck with a 1976 F100 stick on the tree column thing. So Jackie, you're right. I was also on the Cover Inc. magazine once.
Yes,
and
you
that's
were, and that was
whatever.
because of your Twitter account.
It was because of my Twitter account.
That's the one I knew was a fact.
Still apologizing for
But
that too.
the story about the what was that other story?
Annie?
Annie.
I did Annie?
Were you wearing tights? I mean,
I
to be
was
awkward.
I was fully garbed out in
that's-
Broadway musical attire. Unfortunately, they hadn't invented cameras at that point in time.
and obviously
so,
the car story. I mean, your parents liked your sister better than they liked you,
I
basically.
mean, they still do to this day. That's where they are right now. Wichita.
All right. Give us another. Who wants to play along? We got another name, Marcia Knieven Dale. Marcia, are you out there? Marcia watched the preview video. I saw her sign on for that. Marcia, are
Marcia.
you there? Marcia, I'm going to read 3 statements, and you get the chance to play and see if any of these. And we do have some factor crap coming up as well too. I just found those cards. How about that?
Right.
All right, 2 truths and a lie about myself. See you guys. Thank you for
Thanks
coming
for
on the
coming
show.
by.
2 truths and a lie about Ivan Foley. Number 1, I once broke my back by jumping off the roof of my garage. Is that?
That was like an hour ago.
Well, I
That
almost
was
fell off out there.
really good.
Second statement, I love chocolate ice cream. Statement number 2. And number 3, I was named Best Supporting Actor in my high school musical.
It's a very musical episode.
How about
of
both
this.
of them? And we didn't even compare these
What are we
questions.
doing
did we?
here?
We both were kind of...
All right, Marcia, you're up.
All
He was
right.
in a musical. It broke his back. What was the middle one?
I love chocolate ice cream.
Love chocolate ice cream. So, Marcia, you're on the clock. Okay, let's see what Marcia's got
Marcia's
to say.
playing. Take a stab there, Marcia. Which
2
one
facts
of those?
and 1 crap. 2 facts and 1 lie.
Marcia is going to
2
guess.
truths and 1 lie.
2
Facts or
truths.
crap is the other game.
That's right. We have so many games, we forget the names.
Gary wants to know what Jackie won. Jackie, you won either concert tickets or Renaissance Festival tickets.
Yeah, Jackie, those concert tickets, to give you an idea of what you have a choice of. 50 Summers of Love, Ameristar, Kansas City. It's an evening with 50 Summers of Love. That concert is Friday, November 3rd, Jackie. If you'd like to go to that, we have 2 tickets for you. Or if you'd rather have Renaissance Festival tickets, we have those for you.
You got to go this weekend. So.
That's right. This is the last weekend.
Now, Marcia has answered that you broke your back jumping off the garage. Is that
is
Ivan
actually
Foley? Is that truth or false?
that is a truth. That is
You really broke
so-
your back. How
yes,
old
I
were you
did.
when you broke your back?
That was like the year 2000, so that was 17 or 18 years ago.
Really explains a lot.
Yes, it does.
About you.
And the weird part was, Chris, I didn't fall. I jumped off the roof, landed on my feet, but landed with such force my back was like an accordion. This is what the doctor explained. And broke a vertebrae. It was very painful, Chris.
I once, when I was a kid,
He was old enough to know better.
he was old enough to know better. I once tried to Mary Poppins off of my garage thing.
Really?
And with the umbrella, and it didn't.
And
that
the umbrella didn't work?
It didn't work.
That
was
is
a little
just bizarre.
Gary Pixler. Is that Pixler? Yeah, that's
Pixler.
Gary says chocolate ice cream.
Chocolate ice cream is the lie. Gary, you win. Gary wins again. Does Gary win every week?
Forgot my purse.
Gary
Gary.
gets his choice of 2 tickets to 50 Summers of Love at Ameristar or 2 tickets to the Renaissance Festival.
You know what I like about our viewers is
What?
that even though Marcia was wrong, she said, "Oh, honey, I'm so sorry
Yeah,
for
well,
you." That was very, very
it
nice.
still flares up on occasion, Marcia. It really
you
does.
what.
So, but I have pain pills.
Try having a pulled groin.
Well, I don't.
Buddy,
I'd
tell
rather
me.
not. I'd rather not. But I appreciate the offer.
No problem. Gary wants to go to the concert. So,
Concert. All right. Did Jackie tell us if she?
Jackie,
wants-
what do you want to do? Which one do you want here? Let me try to scroll back through. Jackie hasn't answered. Let
All
us
right.
know what you want, and we'll
Yeah,
get
Jackie,
them set aside.
your choice. Now we have 2 games. I'm sorry. Our second game of the night is Fact or Crap. And if you win
am I
this
still
one-
am I still the record holder? In
Yeah,
this?
you're the
I mean,
only person.
I'm 100%.
You're the 6-0. Chris went 6-0 on opening night on the very first Landmark Live episode. Incredible performance, and he did not cheat. I don't think you did.
I don't think I did.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm.
Fact or
Smart.
crap? Who's going to jump in and answer this one? Shaker Pepper is out there. Does Shaker want to play?
Yo, what's up with Shakes?
Shake.
Let's go.
Shake, a Twitter friend of ours.
Shakes
Shake,
is all over my Twitter feed all the time.
Shake, are you there? Let's give Shaker a chance. Shaker, comment for us, Shake, if you're still out there. If not, we're going to move on.
He's pretty old. He's probably gone to sleep, is what I would say.
Shaker is there. Okay, here we go. Shake. Fact or crap, Shaker? A tuna fish can swim up to 75 miles per hour.
Do you know that you can tune a fish, but you can't tune a piano?
I've heard that.
Something.
That is
Tune a
fantastic.
piano. You can tune a piano, but you can't tune a fish.
That is awesome.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's
Fantastic.
the type of entertainment value you get here on Landmark
Shaker.
Live.
Shaker says that is
False?
crap, and he is correct. Shaker wins 2 tickets to the Kansas City Renaissance Festival. Now,
Huzzah!
a tuna can swim up to 47 miles per hour, not 75.
47's booking it, though.
Yeah, it really is.
I can swim up to 1 mile an hour.
Yeah. Anybody out there want to play? I've got at least one more question here, handy and ready. Anybody else typing in a name or a comment? Let us know you're out there. What about? Is Marcia still there? We should give Marcia.
Yeah, let's just go back through.
She was so
Marcia.
nice.
She was so nice. She's worried about your back.
I
Is
know
what she is.
I know, and that's more attention and more worry than I get from the folks who actually know me.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. This fact or crap is the Dixie Chicks originally consisted of 4 members. Is that fact or is that crap?
All right, Marcia.
Marcia.
Say fact or crap.
Fact or crap, Marcia? The Dixie Chicks originally consisted of 4 members.
Now, are they still on the outs from their stuff 10 years ago, or are they back in now? Are they cool again or
They're
bad again?
trying to get cool. I mean, they really burned themselves with
That
their,
one girl's pretty cute. The girl with the short hair.
Yes.
I mean, if you're into that sort of thing, I'm just
yes. And I once
Yeah.
heard a guy, Dave Stewart, a television friend of mine, he was talking about the Dixie Chicks one time. I think he was talking about the cute one like you are. You know what he said? He said, "I'd have her baby." That's what he said. Now, I don't know how
Dave
he would
Stewart,
do that.
I mean,
a quote from
what
Dave
a
Stewart.
modicum of
Did Marcia
family
answer
values.
with fact or crap, Marcia?
She hasn't answered yet. Gary says he knows. Yeah, Natalie Maines. Thanks, Shake.
Natalie is
Appreciate
not,
it.
Oh, Marcia.
It's not true. Oh, wait a second. Marcia, it's not true.
not true. Sorry, Marcia. That is a
You're 0
fact.
for 2.
0 for 2, Marcia. Anybody else out there? We have one more question prepared.
What about, did Jackie win? Jackie didn't win, right?
Yeah, Jackie did win. She ended up winning.
Oh, I'm confused.
Jackie's
Okay.
got 2 tickets to the concert, and
Did we give something to Gary yet? Did
yeah,
win?
Gary has one
Gary
almost
won.
every
Well,
week.
hell.
He started giving away the
What
prizes.
about Sandy Lehman?
Sandy
Oh,
Lehman,
Sandy. Come on, Sandy.
Sandy, are you there? Sandy, are you out there? Sandy
Ping
Lehman,
us or poke us or up us or
show us a
up
sign.
yours or something.
Show us a sign. Well, you and I can talk about. We're waiting for.
Yeah.
We're waiting for Sandy to check in. Let's talk about next week and if you're going to be here or not. You know, the show's going to be over at Beth Ann's Boutique here on Platte City's Main Street.
On Main Street.
Fairly
historic Main Street.
Yes, historic district, downtown Main Street. Beth Ann does some Facebook Live stuff herself, so we're going to go over there.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, she's not the kind of stuff we do.
No, I mean, this is quite the
Oh
spectacle
yeah,
here.
she actually
This is
tries to be
fantastic.
serious and actually sell her goods. We're just on here to
Now, is this a clothing boutique? They sell men's clothes, women's clothes?
I don't know, but I told her that you would try something on.
Oh, I'm absolutely going to try something on.
And pink, I think pink is the popular
Pink
color.
really makes my eyes pop.
It will. It
It's very,
will.
very nice.
It will.
How about Vic?
Vic.
Vic. Oh, Vic. Hey,
Vic
come on,
Perrin?
Vic.
Is Vic Perrin out there? We could let Vic play.
Both in bras, eating. You know, Shaker, that's, I've already done the burrito and a bra thing.
Yeah, we're looking for something.
However, you know what? Somebody actually gave us a good idea. You are, and I don't know if a lot of people know this, you are a fan of the basketball team 45 minutes west of here.
Yeah, I am. That's Kansas.
I am a fan of the basketball team an hour and 45 minutes east of here.
Right.
Breaking news coming out today. that next Sunday, the 22nd, Missouri and Kansas are going to play an exhibition basketball game for hurricane relief.
Fantastic.
And we may have to come up with some sort of wager, sort of friendly.
Oh, we should do that.
friendly
Incorporate that into the show.
I think it's good.
We can talk about that next week if you're here.
Yeah, the last time I bet on MUKU, I did have to go on air with in a bra and eat a burrito. So
You were doing a video cast every week back in the day,
I was.
right? And
before Facebook Live was a thing. Nobody.
but, yeah, this wasn't live, and you still did it. I mean,
I did it. Yeah, it's good stuff.
Did you say who we got?
Vic.
Vic is here.
Vic. All right,
Vic
Vic.
Perrin. Vic Perrin.
Come on,
This is
Vic.
probably
Let's
too
go,
easy
baby.
for Vic. I think Vic's going to know this one. Here we go, Vic. The Landmark newspaper building sits on the site of the original Platte County Courthouse that was burned to the ground in 1861 during the Civil War. Vic, is that a fact or is that crap, Vic Perrin? I know we're on a time delay, Vic, but answer that.
This is regardless of whether it's fact or crap. This is a very historic building.
Yeah, and you know what that leads into? Is our special Halloween episode we're going to do from the basement of the Landmark building. You've never been down there.
That's scary down there.
I tell you what is down there is the foundation of something that is charred, and we're going to talk more about that, and it's going to be scary and spooky, and so I hope you're available that week, Chris,
we
because-
might need to get so on the front page. You know, speaking of the Landmark, on the front page of the Landmark this week is a story it's like a 3-part story, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's about,
there's some
about ghosts and stuff.
there's
Vic,
some ghosts down at Park University.
Vic says crap. It was a post office.
Vic, you're wrong. The building, the
Vic.
original Landmark building was a post office, but on this site, the original Platte County Courthouse in 1861 burned to the ground during the Civil War. And when we go down in the basement for our Halloween episode, I will show you guys the char marks on that foundation from that fire.
Are we going to get our lovely camera women to
Yes.
go down
Yes,
in the basement there?
They better wear boots because there's
Wow.
there's a lot of junk
Did
on
you
that.
clear that with them
No.
before this came
No,
up?
I mean, these jobs are
Special cameraman
primo.
Brett Kamler might have to help with this. I don't know if these guys don't want to go downstairs.
These are primo jobs. Do they know how many people want to be the techs?
We
behind
right
this?
now are the entire entertainment deal in Platte County. This is like Hollywood right up here.
Oh yeah,
it's good stuff.
It's Hollywood on the square, right
Hollywood
here
on the
the
square.
courthouse
Should
square.
get shirts made up.
Every Thursday.
Maybe the
night.
boutique lady can get us some shirts that say Hollywood on the square.
She should, because I think she's going to want you to wear some really kinky stuff next week, Chris.
In the comments, we want you to tell me what I need to wear at this boutique. First off, we want you to go to the boutique, do some shopping at the boutique this week. Tell them you're from Landmark Live, and tell them that you are shopping not just for yourself, but also to figure out something that I can wear. I'm a size 200.
Okay, and hopefully she has a nice sized dressing room. You can slip in there during the show. You come out, model it for us, and we'll just see how good you look.
I'm game.
All right.
You know what? I'm
That's
going to do
gonna
it.
be
I'm
fun.
down for it.
That's going to be fun. So tune in next week, live from Beth Ann's Boutique, right across the street from the Landmark, right here on Platte City's Main Street, right? Is that where we are?
Wiggle our
Oh, yeah. We're still on Platte City's Main Street. Next week, Thursday night, 6 o'clock, Beth Ann's Boutique. We will see you there. In the meantime, check us out at PlatteCountyLandmark.com. Check us out on Facebook. Call us. Subscribe. Read Chris's column every week on page 3. Chris, thank you, sir. I appreciate you
It's
coming.
my
back.
honor and privilege, sir.
Oh, you're-
Anytime there's law enforcement involved and I don't have a warrant out for my arrest, I'll be here.
Yeah, no, you're not in handcuffs by the end of the night. This is awesome. We'll see you next week, everybody. Good night.